Logiche neurali.
Gli eventi raccontati dall'intelligenza artificiale. Youth's fragility is the first war the West must win to rebuild the future. Youth's fragility represents one of the most important challenges for the West, as it concerns the ability of young people to face life. This phenomenon, described as mass youth depression or mass youth debilitation, involves an increasing number of teenagers and requires particular attention. The problem is not only psychological but also social and cultural, as it is linked to factors such as social media dependency and social pressure. To rebuild a better future, it is necessary to face this fragility and find solutions that help young people feel more secure and capable of living peacefully. The article highlights the importance of this battle for the future of the West. Gaza Israeli air raid on Deir al-Balah. UN, devastating strike by the Israeli army. Gaza Israeli air raid on Deir al-Balah. The UN, devastating strike by the Israeli army. According to Palestinian media, an Israeli air raid struck Deir al-Balah, an area in the Gaza Strip. The request for evacuation of the residents of the central area was made before the attack. The UN expressed concern over the devastating strike by the Israeli army. The event has once again heightened tensions in the area, with possible repercussions on international relations. The situation remains critical, and the number of casualties could increase in the near future. Medical sources: Israeli attacks on Gaza. 7 killed. Medical sources reported that Israeli attacks on Gaza caused the death of 7 people. The incidents occurred in the south and north of the Gaza Strip, where local authorities are trying to manage the situation and provide assistance to the victims. The situation is further complicated by the fact that the area is already in an emergency state due to tensions and lack of resources. The sources have not yet provided details on the specific causes of the attacks or any potential responsibilities. The international community has expressed concern over the events and is monitoring the situation for any developments. Beijing, erroneous EU sanctions on Russia. The sanctions imposed by the European Union on Russia have been defined as erroneous and have had a serious negative impact on relations between Europe and Russia. According to Chinese authorities, these measures do not respect international agreements and could lead to negative consequences for the global economy. China has expressed concern over the escalation of tensions and has called for a peaceful solution based on respect for international law. China's stance reflects a position of neutrality and pursuit of global stability, while maintaining commercial and diplomatic relations with both parties. Europe is preparing for a trade battle with the United States. The European Union continues to seek a trade agreement with the United States, but due to increasing demands from the United States, the bloc is preparing to oppose. The tension between the two continents is intensifying due to differences on issues such as trade regulations and workers' rights. While the United States seeks to impose new rules, the EU expects to defend its interests and policies. This scenario could lead to a series of trade measures, such as tariffs or restrictions, if no agreement is found. The EU believes a confrontation is inevitable, but hopes to find a solution that respects common values and the economic needs of both parties. Trump. New York Times organized a party with only women and a single guest. Epstein. The New York Times revealed that during Trump's presidency, financier Epstein organized an exclusive party for women and a single guest. The article highlights the close friendship between Trump and Epstein, emphasizing how their meetings were frequent and secret. The publication sheds light on Epstein's role in Trump's world, revealing details about how their relationships developed over time. The article also focuses on the illegal and suspicious activities linked to Epstein, aiming to clarify his position within Trump's circle. The news has sparked much debate and attention, as it concerns prominent figures and behaviors that could be considered problematic. The New York Times article seeks to provide a clear picture of the relationships between Trump and Epstein, highlighting the most sensitive aspects and potential risks associated. Global hacker attack exploited Microsoft vulnerability. A global hacker attack has exploited a vulnerability present in Microsoft systems, putting thousands of SharePoint servers at risk. The incident has caused global concern as it could compromise sensitive data and the security of corporate networks. Cybersecurity authorities are investigating to understand the scale of the attack and to identify possible victims. The vulnerability could allow hackers to access servers without authorization, causing potential significant damage. Microsoft is trying to mitigate the impact of the incident, providing security updates and support to customers. The attack highlights the importance of keeping systems updated and adopting rigorous security measures to protect digital infrastructures. Israel attacks Arab militia positions in southern Syria. The Israeli army has attacked Arab militia positions in southern Syria, according to the Sham TV channel. Israeli aircraft have bombed ground targets near a humanitarian checkpoint corridor in Basra al-Qarir. The attack has raised concerns about the safety of civilians in the area, which is already fragile due to the war. The humanitarian corridor was created to allow the passage of aid and people in need. The attack could compromise the effectiveness of this relief route, increasing the risk for civilian populations. The situation remains tense, and the violence continues to threaten peace and stability in the region. Fire Israel on Palestinians waiting for food, 51 dead. Israel has intensified attacks against Palestinians waiting for food, causing the death of 51 people. The latest episodes of violence occurred in a context of growing tension and lack of resources. The situation has been worsened by a blockage of food aid deliveries, which has further exacerbated the suffering of a population already in difficulty. The attacks, which focused on areas where Palestinians were waiting for food, had tragic consequences, with a high number of casualties. The international community has expressed concern about the situation, calling for an immediate ceasefire and safe access to occupied territories. The food crisis and violence feed into each other, creating a cycle of suffering that seems endless. The Palestinian community, already hit by years of occupation and repression, is now experiencing a moment of extreme vulnerability, with hope for external intervention that could alleviate the suffering.